It's the National Football League on EA Sports, and the wait is over for this rivalry game. It's the Miami Dolphins and the Buffalo Bills, and it's coming up next.
From the home of the Bills since way back in 1973, there's a look at Highmark Stadium just outside of Buffalo, New York. Today we've got an AFC East matchup between the Miami Dolphins and the Buffalo Bills. And a welcome in, everybody, with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, and Charles, so much gets made about offensive comparisons. Here's a matchup where the defenses may just take center stage.
Yeah, we're usually talking about guys scoring touchdowns. How about the guys who prevent them and change the momentum of the game when they take the ball away? I love those ball hawks in the secondary. People after my own heart.
And we are underway in Buffalo. A fairly short kick from the 14. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. Here is Tua Tagovailoa heading out to lead this Miami offense.
The secret to his game and his success, incredible chemistry with each and every one of the guys who catches passes with him. And not only does he ask them to stay after practice or meet it before practice, he actually demands it because he knows if they have that kind of chemistry built up, they're going to be hard to beat each and every ball game.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll run here with Raheem Mostert. And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly. And that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
That's caught. Waddle on the left side.
Offside. Defense.
So with the completed pass and the yardage they got, they'll decline the penalty.
So obviously more yards on the pass completion than they would have gained with the penalty. They did the math. They did it well, and it works for them.
Tua now on 1st down. He'll swing this out to Mostert. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40.
I like it, I like it, I like it. Get everyone involved in the passing game, and you know you can create those great mismatches throwing it to your guys out of the backfield.
And on the first drive, that can also help establish some rhythm, right?
I think so, and gets everyone involved. They feel like they're part of it and really gets them amped up as they go forward.
On 1st and 10, it's Mostert. And he'll take this one down to about the 40. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. Now Tua. That's going to be caught by Waddle. And he's got a 1st down as the tackle made at the Bills' 25-yard line. A solid gain of 15 yards, and the sticks move. That early game script that they drew up is working pretty well here on this first drive. Already in field goal range, Charles knocking on the door of the red zone.
You know, Brandon, when we met with the coaching staff, they kind of predicted that they would come out firing like this. I think you and I were a little skeptical that it'd be this easy, but they certainly knew what they were doing in scouting, in preparation, and understanding what their team was capable of.
On 1st down, Tagovailoa. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds. Ahead of the chains now, 2nd and 2. Two are going to throw. It's Hill, complete. And he's going to be taken down right at the 10-yard line.
First drive of the game. We did see this in practice, didn't we? Because they allowed us to stay and watch and see what the opening script would be, even though we don't know the exact play calls. That looks a lot like what we saw them execute, doesn't it?
It really does. And in practice, it wasn't about a lot of big shots on that opening drive. They wanted to put together a series. And he fires one that's intercepted. Tre'Davious White with a pick. Through an opening, and there he goes. The 40, 30, past the 20. And he is going to score. It's a pick six and a Bills touchdown.
It's only the first quarter. That's a quick shift in momentum right there because they were driving the football before that interception. And then not only, Charles, do they throw the pick, but it gets returned all the other way for the score.
I think the important thing here was it backed up in their own territory. This defense didn't blink. They hung in there, waited for the offense to make a mistake, and as soon as they did, they capitalized in the biggest way possible.
Extra point by Bass, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
Waddle is going to elect to not bring this out, and instead his guys will begin at the 25-yard line.
So Miami coming out for their second drive.
Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick six, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick six and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, oh, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
And not much happening there. He's taken down, but a late penalty flag in the backfield. Now, this looks like a roughing call. So roughing the passer call is accepted, and this officiating crew not making very many friends here with this crowd.
Yeah, we all know that everyone accuses the officials of kind of playing to the home team, but not in this case. They're just trying to administer the game the way it's supposed to be. That drew the flag.
And they're going to stop it right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. Again, they'll run it with Mostert.
Oh, that one well designed as he'll take this down to the 30-yard line.
A Miami first down, that one going for a gain of 11.
That's pretty much meat and potatoes right there, wasn't it? Just go right at them and let your big horse charge up the middle. Not too fancy there, was it?
Nothing fancy at all, challenging that defense, and on that go-around, the offense won the challenge. So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
They'll run right side with Mostert.
And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be 3rd down.
He shows you right there, he can do more than just cover in the secondary from that free safety position.
Yeah, the evolution of the position has really been significant, hasn't it? Because a lot of teams no longer have a free safety, strong safety designation. They just have safeties. So wherever the ball is, one can be close to the line of scrimmage, one can be deep, and vice versa. On that play, how about that tackle we just saw? Pretty nice.
A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
As this old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out high. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
So 4th down, Tua departs, and on is Jason Sanders and the Dolphin field goal unit.
From the left hash, it's a 42-yard attempt. And he missed it. It's no good. And this will stay at a 7-point game. Allen and the Bills now with a 1st and 10 at about the 32. Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. There's a nice move, and he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. It'll be a gain of 10 to start the drive out, and by a few inches, that'll be a 1st down.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy is setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and putting the defense back on its heels.
Devin Singletary with his first carry of the game. And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43.
Oh, there's plenty of traffic waiting for him up the middle. But give him credit, he tried barreling through anyway. They're fortunate to get a yard out of that one.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Here's Allen to throw it. That's caught by his tight end, Dawson Knox. And he's got another 1st down as he's brought down at the Dolphins 30. A very solid gain of 27. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Second quarter now in Buffalo. It's the Bills in control of the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Allen going to give this one to Singletary.
And he's able to motor his way down to the 16-yard line.
That's over 40 yards of movement with those last 2 plays.
They're making it look easy out there. Another 1st down. So far on this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 1st downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw.
A quick throw going to be caught by Diggs.
This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Ball on the 8, 2nd and 2.
Singletary, they'll go up the middle. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. 4 yards on the play. That's going to lead to 1st and goal.
Singletary not going anywhere. He'll lose a couple back to the 6.
A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
2nd and goal from the 6 this time. From the gun, it's Allen, escaping the pressure right. The ball comes out, and that is going to skip out of bounds, so a break there for sure. They'll hold on to the possession at the 5-yard line. Thankfully for the offense, a fortuitous bounce there on the fumble goes out of bounds because they're down here in the red zone. You don't want to lose one there.
You don't want to lose one, and the best part, because it went out of bounds, they retained possession, still have an opportunity to put points on the board.
So crisis averted, but now facing 3rd and goal.
So the shotgun snap to Allen. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
What an excellent defensive stand there in the red zone. Nice tight coverage. They certainly recognized how important it was to bring up 4th down here.
The kick by pass is good, and the Bills will add on to their lead. So that one on target, and it adds to this first-half lead.
And maybe we're too early to worry too much about 1-score lead, 2-score lead, etc. But this is where you kind of start banking those points that come in helpful later on.
So after knocking through the field goal, here's Bass to kick it away.
And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25.
Miami's offense set and ready to go.
Nothing for them yet from an offensive standpoint, down 10-zip as they come up 1st and 10. Tua sets up to pass it.
And this will be well too low for him to bring in. It's incomplete.
Well, you got a young quarterback. Maybe that's just an example of a growing pain for him.
I think you're right about that, because when the game starts to move fast and it moves quickly on him, a lot of times they fall back on what they know best, their arm. He's slinging it on this one. Had a wide open target, but didn't have the proper footwork to increase his accuracy.
No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Throwing is Tagovailoa on 3rd down here.
Got a man. It's Waddle, complete.
And he's going to be out of bounds all the way down inside the 15. A big play there on the catch and run. 61 yards.
Well, fair to say that when you're looking at guys that can run like the wind, you often find them at the wide receiver position, and that was special there.
And that's the kind of play where you have to kind of catch your breath afterwards. So just give me a second here, because when he shifted into high gear, he was an absolute blur out there. No substitute for speed. We talk about that all the time. The evidence was right there.
A real field flipper there, as all of a sudden they've got a 1st down in the red zone.
They run out of the shotgun with Mostert.
7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3.
That was a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
And a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5.
Defensively, they had that one pretty well figured out.
Yeah, and one of the things about this play, it can be even more effective when you run a lot of motion, and there's plenty of times you don't hand it off.
Tua looking to throw on 3rd and 2. And that is caught. Touchdown, Miami. Cedric Wilson, a 5-yard touchdown. And the Dolphins are back with it and scoring. Down near the goal line here, they're able to throw it in.
And the key word, quick. Quick hitter, out of his hands fast, into the receiver's hands even faster.
Jason Sanders now for the extra point. And they're back within a field goal. It's 10-7 now. A drive that time of 6 plays. And it winds up in 6 points for the Dolphins. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. McKenzie will not return this, and it'll be brought out to the 25. So here come the Bills out for their second drive. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Brandon, that's what you call being manhandled at the point of attack. And I know the offensive line gets a lot of blame for that one. But occasionally, the defense just knows what you're going to do. Maybe they scouted it perfectly. Maybe someone tipped it off. But on that play, it had no chance.
Two minutes remaining in the first half. 10-7, our score. Ball at the 24 and a 2nd and 11. Back to the ground, this time Cook. And this one also slow in developing as he's maybe getting back here to the line of scrimmage, but not much more than that. And the Dolphins beef up the secondary here as they look to stop him on 3rd down. Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside.
Backed up here, tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first.
Throwing is Allen on 3rd. There's Stephon Diggs for the catch on the slant. And he is going to have a Bills first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now Allen.
Another target for Stephon Diggs, and he brings it in. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line.
I like that one, partner. They go back-to-back with excellent gains, and really it shouldn't be a surprise who they were throwing the ball to. He's their best guy.
Yeah, we knew that they would get him involved early. They're doubling down on getting him involved early.
Don't be surprised if they'll come right back to him again. They haven't shown the propensity to be able to stop him.
Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. First down, here's the run with Cook. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. Now the Bills will use the 2nd of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. Allen going to throw. 20! And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. 36 yards on the play.
That is the exact right play call against that defense. So a hat tip to the offensive play caller because he won that part of the chess match. But give credit to his players as well. They won the execution part of it.
Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. And that is caught. Touchdown, Buffalo. Khalil Shakir from 13 yards out. And the Bills will extend their lead in the final minute of the half.
Partner, to me, that touchdown had something that was kind of rooted in that group seeing the future. What I mean by that is they had a plan. Let's find a way to score right here before the half. And now to give us momentum going into the second half, give us that cushion that we're looking for. They got that accomplished, scoring right before the half ended.
Tyler Bass now for the point after.
It's good to make it 17-7. So the drive winds up going 75 yards in 7 plays.
And it was all polished off with a Khalil Shakir touchdown catch. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away.
And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25.
The Dolphins taking over now late in this first half. Well, not much time remains here in this first half. We'll see if they can get something out of this drive, at least a field goal. They could certainly use it down by 2 scores.
Setting to throw on 1st down is Tua. And this throw will be intercepted. Tre'Davious White with a pick.
And the Bills are in great shape here as they take over at the 46-yard line. Well, that one was in the air for an agonizingly long time.
Oh, just begging to be picked off, wasn't it? It's one thing if you're throwing a ball like that, trying to throw someone open or lead them into an area. But that ball needed to be thrown with a lot more conviction. As a result, it's an easy interception.
The Bills going to take over now late in this first half. And they do have terrific starting field position, but no timeouts to work with, so they'll need to operate quickly.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at their own 46. So after the INT, it's Allen going deep for Diggs. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
One thing that offensive guys stress when they throw the deep ball, you're just counting on your receiver to find it, adjust before the defensive back can get his head around. In this case, though, the DB matched it move for move and knocked it away.
And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Oh, he fakes a spike. And he's going to be taken down back around the 35-yard line. It's a loss of 4 on what ought to be the final act of this first half. So we've reached halftime here in Orchard Park with the Bills taking the lead into the break. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, BG, thanks very much. And welcome one and all to our beautiful new downtown Orlando studios for this EA Sports Halftime Report. First, though, time for a check of the next-gen stats for that first half for Miami. And not much went right in those first 2 quarters. You can see the numbers on the ground there. Not a whole lot to write home about so far. Meanwhile, for the Bills, they too didn't do a whole lot in terms of rushing efficiency in that first half, as you can tell by the numbers there. Final adjustments being made for the second half. So with that, we get back up to Orchard Park and rejoin Brandon and Charles.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Bills with the lead, and they'll get the football first as the second half is underway.
McKenzie will not return this, and it'll be brought out to the 25.
Out come the Bills now as they'll go on offense first here in this third quarter.
This offense set to begin the third quarter, and Charles, if they had a checklist of things they wanted to accomplish in the first half, certainly at the top of that list would be having the lead, and they've got that here.
That's always the most important box to check, isn't it? But also, they've had some success in their passing game, so probably an empty box, establishing the run. They're on pace for fewer than 100 yards in this one, so now they want to make sure that they get that going so they truly have a control in this ball game, and down the stretch, being able to be balanced, either throw it or run it, and try and win this ball game. And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
They'll run on first down with Singletary. And a good run here as he'll rumble all the way down to the 40-yard line. A gain of 10 as they look to add on to this 10-point lead. So they go pass, now they go run, and 2 plays resulting in really nice pickups.
Certainly sounds like a 50-50 deal, doesn't it? Sounds like great balance. Well, you know what all those coaches have told us over the years, Brandon, that balance is? It means doing what you want to, when you want to. That play calling is working very well for them right now.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Singletary again. Yeah, he'll work free from one tackle, but that's about all as he's taken down. Jalen Phillips, the edge man, on the tackle. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Give the sack to Jerome Baker. Well, the number one mission of any offensive line, you got to protect that quarterback, keep him safe back there. This time, the rush got to him in a hurry.
Yeah, that's one where you turn to your lineman and say, guys, can I get a little help here? And you have to ask politely because, remember, they're blocking for you the entire game. But as a quarterback, you've also got to have the clock running in your head when you need to get rid of the football. But this time, he had no chance. They were on him instantly.
Third down, here's a run by Cook. They pick up 10, but it'll still lead to a fourth down. They had quite a hole to dig out of there on third and long. Not able to get the first, but a pretty good-sized run.
A really good run, but how much confidence do you have in your next play call that you can sell to the head coach? Let's go get it on fourth down. Do you really have a play you believe in, or are you just hopeful? And you got to sell it to the big man before it gets called.
Singletary, they'll run for it. And he's got the first as they'll bring him down at the 28-yard line. Where they were on the field, kind of no man's land. Do you like the call?
I love the call. Almost had to go for it there, right? Because of what you just described. Too far for the field goal. Too short for the punt. You might punt in the end zone and just give him good field position anyway. Let's go for it. Plus, they were moving the ball. They had confidence that they could pick up this last bit of real estate.
Powering forward. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. 47 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. A give up the middle to Singletary. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. Devin Singletary taking it in from 11 yards out. And the Bills take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead.
That drive that really increased their cushion felt very military to me. Very precise, methodical, that's one of the words you've taught me. And they just got it done.
And slowly but surely now starting to pull away a little bit. Things looking good for them here in the third quarter.
Not only pulling away, but you mentioned that slowly but surely. You also drain clock, too, with a drive like that. So you really give yourself an advantage.
Extra point by Bass, up and good. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17.
after the touchdown. Bass to kick it away.
And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and he'll take over at the 25. So here are the Dolphins now. They get ready for their first possession of the second half. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half. At this point in the game and the situation they're in, partner, these incompletions that we're seeing, they need to turn into positive snaps, and soon.
On second down, Mostert.
And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
And that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
And force the incompletion on first down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on second.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
And Wilson with it, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football. Right now, I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That was a nice play there.
Here's Tagovailoa on 1st and 10. Going right back to Wilson. And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line.
Timing is so important on a route like this because he's going to line up out right, then cut straight across the field. I think the ball might have come out a count or two too late because by the time he was able to secure it, not much of a chance to turn it upfield.
They'll come up on a 2nd and 4 now from the 40-yard line. Up the middle they go with Mostert.
And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36.
4 yards the pickup, first down. Looking to pass. Tua. It's brought in by Wilson. And they're going to get this down inside the 20.
That's the 3rd time on this drive that these two have connected with each other. They've got a real rapport going. And right now, it's paying off with big chunks of yardage as shown by that last play.
So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20.
Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. Throw left side here, complete to the tight end, Gesicki.
And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10.
He's been quiet today in the passing game, just his 2nd catch.
Yeah, and people have to come up with schemes to limit him. And what a lot of teams do, they'll double him, use a linebacker underneath, a safety over the top. Sometimes they'll just take a corner, maybe their 3rd corner if he's a bigger guy, and put him on a man-to-man to try and limit his touches. Just keep mixing it up, give him different angles, different looks, like a good boxer does.
So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we play 3 quarters. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Buffalo. It's Dolphin football, but they trail here as we get set for the 4th.
Tagovailoa going to try and throw on 3rd down. He is going to find Hill here. Touchdown, Dolphins. Tyreek Hill on the touchdown pass from Tua. And the Dolphins have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th.
Extra point up and good by Sanders. And the lead down to 10, 24-14.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. McKenzie will not return this, and it'll be brought out to the 25. Buffalo set to get the football back here.
Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this fourth quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
Allen and the Bills now with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. He'll give it to Singletary here to start the drive. And he'll get this up just shy of the 30. Well, sometimes it's hard to take your eyes off this guy at the linebacker position. He can really cover some ground, and he did there to make that play.
And sometimes all of your best laid plans of play design, your X's and O's, they can't always account for individual effort defensively. And this was one of those times. Just a terrific play to hustle over there and get the running back to the ground.
Right back to Singletary on 2nd down. And he'll scratch out a yard up to the 30, and that's all. The run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the fourth quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
A pickup of 27, and they pick up the first down in the process.
But when you're up by 2 scores in the fourth quarter and you're going to throw the football, expect to see a lot of man coverage, because usually what comes along with man coverage is pressure. So if you're a play caller and you want to keep throwing the football, that's fine. Just make sure your offensive line understands they're going to get additional guys running at the quarterback.
So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 43. On the give, this is Singletary. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up, not that time. Here's Sam Martin now, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. This one angles out of bounds in a good spot in the coffin corner. They're going to mark this out of the 5-yard line.
That's a double win there, partner. You keep out of the return man's hands, and you pin him inside the 5-yard line. Pretty darn good.
Then the Dolphins getting set to go here.
Their defense was able to force the punt. That's the good news, but this is still a 2-score game, and they need points on this drive and in a relatively quick manner. On the ground, it's Mostert to start the drive.
And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys like to run. The best runs for the top running back, those are the ones you focus on and want to take away. And they've done that pretty successfully in this game. And when you've thrown as many interceptions as he has in this one, you definitely start getting a little hesitant to throw the ball out wide because that's prime pick-6 territory. That time, he made sure the only guy who was going to catch it was sitting in the 3rd row.
Throwing now is Tagovailoa. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds. They'll give him 4 yards there, and that's going to make it 4th down. He got out of bounds. That's a good thing, but still short of the first.
And now, since this brings up 4th down, the defensive play caller, grab your nerves, because now you don't want to be so amped up that you give them a first down by getting out of your lanes, but you also don't want to just lay back and let them have it easily.
And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on 4th down. On 1st and 10, it's Mostert. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Give the credit there to Jordan Phillips, getting in the backfield for the tackle for loss. And the trend continues here in the 4th like it was in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. But bottom line is, he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Dolphins have it as we welcome you back in. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. On 2nd and 12.
Tua. A quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
Now the focus is really clear. They need to get out of bounds or maybe use one of those timeouts.
7th play in this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down.
Tagovailoa.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. And he is going to score. It's a pick 6 and a Bills touchdown.
This defense just continuing to do their thing, and now they add on to that lead with another pick 6.
And how about the way they played this entire game? Not only did they put their stamp on it, but every time they try and mount an offensive challenge, they find a way to thwart it. And multiple pick 6s, oh yeah, they'll enjoy watching this tape after the game.
Here's Bass now for the extra point.
And that'll make this a 3-score game as the lead moves to 17. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick 6. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25.
And now this offense comes back out onto the field. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10.
Tua.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
And the Bills are going to take possession of the football.
This spot in the 4th quarter with that deficit, having thrown the football, unfortunately, there's the risk of big turnover.
And you know you're going to be throwing against nickel, dime, all sorts of exotic defenses, but you have to do it anyway. Ordinarily, you might want to run the football a little bit, try and get them out of it. But as you noted, this time of the game, this point on the clock, had to throw it.
Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. On the handoff, it's Singletary. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage.
Jerome Baker crashing downhill and getting the stop.
When this offense gathers to watch the tape, they're going to like a lot of what they saw. They put up big numbers, but they might fast forward through that last play.
Oh, there won't be any fast forwarding, partner. I've sat in those sessions before. You end up spending more time on the bad plays than you do on the good ones. It's just the nature of coaches. But I know sitting in that room, when you've had a big game, the night that they've had, You don't want to hear that. You just want to focus on the good stuff. That play reminded me a lot of a former teammate of mine. We used to call him the trash man. His ability to sift through traffic and make plays was uncanny.
And that's exactly what you want from your Mike linebacker. On third down, they go with Singletary. And he's got some space here. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line.
90 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
So it's a victory here for the Buffalo Bills. And we talked so much about the turnover battle determining who wins and who loses. This game, no exception. They didn't turn the ball over at all, and they go on to victory.
They look like a smooth operation in this one, didn't they? Because you look at every facet of the game, they handle their business. Offense took care of the football, converted it into points. Defense took the ball away, gave it back to the offense. Special teams right there with them. That's the type of game a coach is going to really love and value. When they show the film, they have to be careful not to give out too many kudos and kill their motivation going forward.